Hello, everybody. Welcome to another event we are having today, and it's shells and seashores. So this should be a fun event. And we're in the Crafty Bunch today. It's the Crafty Bunch event here on Facebook, and you can join that. There's no cost to be in the group. And if you're not seeing the little red live button right there, then you're watching a replay, and that's okay. We love everybody watching our replays as well. So we are just going to let me find let me go in here to my page so I can make sure that I can see all of the comments, because I want to make sure I see all of those. And sometimes they're kind of hidden from us. So if you are on a live and you have made comments and no one seems to notice you, don't feel too left out, because sometimes it's not our fault. We just cannot see them. So it's kind of a sad thing to want to participate and then not everybody can see that you're there. So I apologize for that. Hey, Deborah, welcome. So today, since our theme is shells and seashores, and because I mostly do paper crafting, I'm going to show you a cute little folio from just one sheet of 12 by 12 paper. You can always take the basis of these ideas and expand on them, and go ahead and do make many more things. Add lots of things. You could add other little flip flaps in it and make more pages, so to speak. But the basis is going to be 10 pages with just our one 12 by 12 piece of paper. So that's always fun. I love shells and seashores, and sometimes around our house you might find a big bowl of seashells that people have collected from here or there. And that's always fun, and it's kind of a fun memory, especially if you've picked them up yourself. Sometimes you go to a seashore where they're all, it's basically picked clean and there's nothing to see, right? So that's always fun. I did see the cutest little project from some seashells that I thought would be fun, but I don't have near enough seashells to do that. And so I have plenty of paper, so I can show you a fun little project with the shells and seashores theme anyway. So let's go ahead and let's get to it. And if you are watching on the replay, just let us know. But I'm Christy here at My Artful Adventures, and I like to do a lot of paper crafting. So that's what you're going to see me do mostly. And with paper crafting, there's always papers for every theme under the sun. So I can make it work. And lots of times I do other things too, and I do a little bit of painting once in a while. I haven't done any of that in a while. Hello, Wendy and Terry and Angie. I'm so glad that everybody is here. Come on in. Let's get started. Come on in. Let's get with it. So I'm going to move us down here to the desktop, and so you can see what's going on. Look at this gorgeous paper that I found. It's called Sea Land, and it says, even though, don't let it fool you that it says scrapbooking, it's just paper, you guys, and it's a good weight of a paper. It is thick enough. It's it's not quite as thick or heavy as a cardstock would be, but it is plenty good for what we're gonna do. And a lot of these papers that I think that these this brand is based somewhere else, and you can see a lot of other places put the weight of their paper in grams, and I wish that we would do that too. And a lot of times we have to hunt to try and figure out the weight of a paper so we can have an idea. All we go by sometimes is the way it feels. Hello, Lisa. Welcome, you guys. I'm so glad that you're all here. So yeah, let's go. Let's get with it. But this company, you guys, the first time I ever saw this, I looked at it and I called it Stamperia. And my daughter goes, "Are you sure that's what that's called?" And I go, "Well, yeah, isn't that what it says?" And she goes, "That might be called something else," which indeed it is. I was wrong again. It's Stamperia. So, and she goes, "Yeah, the other way does not sound very great." Just like, well, leave it to me. Hello, Regina. Welcome. Yeah, you know, it goes that way. But this has some of the most beautiful papers in it. And I'll just give a flip through. And I don't know, I got this several years ago, but here's some fun cut apart. These are going to make gorgeous tags. All we have to do is cut those out. But look at these. They're all double-sided. And you can just see, you know, it's just a lot of fun. I love their papers. I always love Stamperia collections. They're very, a lot of them have kind of a vintage feel to them. Now this one, I'm just going to take this one out and get started on this one. We'll just go. And we might add some other things to it. Oh my goodness, those are in there. Those are really in there, you guys. Oh, and there's my crazy dog. I think we've got some people who've just gotten home. So we've got, hang on just a second, you guys. I'm so sorry. Let me see if I can mute you a minute. Okay, hang on just a second. You guys, I'm so sorry. I turned the sound off with those crazy dogs barking. I am so sorry. So that should be good now. That was confusing. Okay, let me go back over that, what I just did. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we had our paper here and we needed 3 strips. It's not a very good explanation if you can't hear, right? Oh my goodness. I was trying to save you guys from the barking dog and then I completely forgot to turn it back on. So for this to work, you need 3 strips that are 5 inches, 4 inches, and 3 inches. Thank you. I'm glad you had faith in me that I would figure that out. Hey, Susan. So So I decided I needed my little birds in there. So the 4 inches, I planned for that, and it went ahead, and the 4 inches came right to the bottom of the sailboat. And so because I could make this for the cover, the cover part you want to be your 5 inches. So that was where I did that, and I cut that at my 5 inches. So there, I've gotten you up to speed with sound this time, right? Sound is good. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to take these and we want to get our note as to where to do our score mark. Sometimes I gotta make notes, you guys. Okay, so where's my stylus? Oh, it's right here. Okay, so we are going to score at 5.5 and 6 and 6.5. And on your cover piece, so this will be our cover piece, and on this piece you also want to score at 1/2 inch. Oh my goodness, I just tore that. At 1/2 inch on both sides. Okay, so your 5 inch piece, you want 1/2 inch, 5.5, 6, 6.5, and 11.5. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and do the small one. Just this, we only need the 5.5, 6, and 6.5 on this one. Okay, now this piece that has the little bird on it that I want to keep, and you'll see why in a minute, but I know I'm going to have to trim it off. The inside, the 2 inside sections end up getting trimmed off, but because I want to make sure that this whole little place here, and you end up with removing about 1/2 inch on each side, but I want my whole section over here with my birds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go ahead and trim. I'm not really sure if I need that whole inch. Even if I trim a little bit off over here, that'll be okay. So let's go ahead and let's just do this at 3/4 and trim that bit off, okay? And now we'll just go ahead and score it in those same places. So again, 5.5, same old thing, same routine, 5.5, 6, and 6.5. Okay? Okay. I might go back over and score them the other way too. When you stretch those fibers, it really makes your scoring so much easier. Not your scoring, your folding. This is the scoring. The folding is going to be important. And we'll do this side. But this is just a fun little book here. Okay, now while and I think that's all the scoring we're going to have to do on this, unless we decide to go ahead and put some other little flaps on. I don't know that we'll have time, but that's always an option, right? Okay. Oh, thanks. I've had that scoring board for a long time, Terry. Okay, so now I think it came from, I think it's from Stampin' Up, actually. So now I'm going to just take a tiny corner off of each. This is the 5-inch section. Okay, so I'm just going to trim my little corners just up to that score mark. Just a tiny bit. There's nothing structural about this. It'll just, as we fold it in, we don't have to worry about the little corners like extending over the page where we didn't want them. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's fold this in. Oh, look, this is not a big difference to this side of the paper, so that is going to look fine. And I got a bone folder here. If you don't have a bone folder, you can always use like the side of a pencil. Why is that not? That is really odd. What in the world's going on there? You know what? I wonder if I didn't get that very straight. It's got kind of a wonky doodle thing. So let's just go ahead and, yeah, that's not scored really good. I don't know. Maybe this will help. Hopefully we can get that to, it looks like it's going to be more flat. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now I'm just going to go ahead and glue this down while I've got it here ready to go. And you can use, whatever you like to use for adhesive. You can either use some double-sided tape. I've gotten to where I use this liquid glue almost all the time anymore. It just is easy to use and it doesn't take very much. And I use reptile glue most of the time. And it has just become a real staple in my craft room. It will hold about anything. It takes just a moment to adhere, but it's still liquid glue, so if you catch it in time, you've got just that moment of wiggle room. Okay, so now what we want to do, we want to take, I gotta think about this. Okay, so on that 6-inch score mark that is right in the middle, that's gonna be right in the middle, and you're just gonna fold it over like this, okay? No, wait a second. Why is this always confusing to me? Don't do that. You need it to go the other way. It needs to be the opposite direction. I know what I'm doing. Oh my goodness. Okay, and now then, these are going to go in. Okay? So I'll show you in a second how that looks. So that goes in. So this one needs to go this way. Okay, so when you're done, you've got this, you've got this kind of like wing thing. It's almost, you've made yourself a paper airplane. Okay, like that. No, it's, okay. Oh my goodness, let me think about this. That is not right. I was right the first time. Fold it like this, and then these go out. Oh my word. Okay, because we're going to inset all of the other sections into this, and then we'll glue them all together. It's going to be flat like this. And then your little spine thing, you are going to have this 1/2 inch that is like this, okay? And that's all you need to do. That will be like the binding for this project. Phew! So let's do this one. So this was easy because I knew I needed my boat on the outside. So that's like that. This one, I can either put, I can have these little birds either on, this side of the page. When I open it up, it'll be here. Or, I could do the flip side and it would be a surprise on this one. I think I want it over here. So again, we're going to fold it in half. What in the world have I done now? I got to think about this. What in the heck? Why would that be? You know what? When I did this, I did not account for cutting that off, and so I didn't do it in the center. So let me just fold this here. If you weren't cutting that amount off, it wouldn't have mattered. But I still need it to be in the center. So again, let me get my scoreboard out. Gotta get that baby out here. Oh my gosh. Where's Melanie? She'll know I'm here fixing something. Hi, Tanya. Thanks for sprinkling me out. Okay. Oh my word. Okay, so I'm going to lay this down here. So this, here is where I've just put my new score. And so I know I need to move back 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is where the other score line needs to be. And this one will be 4 the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4 this way. Oh my word. We'll fix it. We'll get it done. And okay, so there's the half. And then we'll fold this one back this way. And this one this way. Boy, that's hard. Okay. And that's not too bad. That's not too bad to have those other little marks there. There's, you know, enough of a pattern on this paper that I don't think it looks too noticeable, really. I don't know why, but it doesn't seem to be too bad. Okay, so then we're going to lay this one in here. And then this one is right. So we're going to fold it. Well, then you got to decide which way that you want the thing. So do I want it this way? Or do we want it more plain down here? What do you think, you guys? Plain for this inner one, or should we do the one that's got more design? So plain or design? Let me know. What do you think? Oh, I've got some other questions for you too. Plain or design? Do. I want to see what you think. I'm going to let you help build the book. So plain or the design? So, and while you're thinking about that, I've got another question. Where's my questions? Oh my goodness. Do you guys know so what is the design? Okay, so Regina says the design side. She's the only one I see. Okay, we've got another 2 votes for design. Hey, Tiffany. Welcome, welcome. So we got two people say design for this side. The answers are coming in slowly but surely. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right, well, that's all I see for now. We'll go ahead and move forward. So let's go ahead. We'll make this one the design. Okay, another one. Linda, thank you. Thanks, everybody, for commenting. So let's go ahead. We'll fold this in half and then fold it back. You know, it doesn't matter which side goes in. We're going to see all of them, right? We'll see all of them anyway. Okay, so there we go. Now, I want to add a little bit more interest, so I want to do a little bit of inking. And while I work on inking a little bit, I want to know. So, here's a question. This should be easy. Most of you should be able to get this. What's the name for the area where the land meets the sea? What do we call that bit of a space where the land meets the sea? I'm just going to use a little bit of Distress Oxide on here, and I've already got a little piece of paper with some inking on it, so let's do that. We'll just put a little bit on, ink the edges. I think it just always gives like a little final touch. Oh my goodness. You know what? Some of that's going to have to be cut off. Let's wait and do a little inking until we cut it off. Let's go ahead and assemble it. So who knows what we call that? Tiffany, you're so close. So close. The shore is actually the water. So what is it where it meets? Where's my glue? Oh, there it is in plain sight. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put this one in first. Let's spread it out a little bit. This one. So I'm going to start from my smallest piece. I'm just going to put my glue in here and squeeze it together. let that set up a minute. Near shore. Near shore. Come on, you guys. What do we call it? Where the water meets the land. The water meets the land, and that is the shore. Shore is part of the answer. Okay, so I've got that closed. Now I'm just going to fit that in here. So I'm going to put all the glue in this section. We'll fit that in. It's the shoreline. Shoreline, you guys. You're probably all going, oh my goodness, that was so easy. Now I'm just going to line this all up and make sure that it's straight. And yes, we've got some sticking out over here, and that's the part we're going to cut out in a minute. But let's press this down and seal it. Seal it shut, yes. So it's shoreline. Do you guys have any idea how much shoreline is across the world? You know, they say that it's hard to determine the amount of shoreline everywhere because it kind of changes. There's things that happen and it changes throughout time. But and I was just truly amazed at the amount. So what I found out was about 356,000 miles of shoreline. Now, that doesn't even account. That's just like around continents and islands and things like that. That doesn't even count for places like in Minnesota, the land of 10,000 lakes. That does not even account for all the shore around some of those lakes. And that's a good amount. Some of those lakes, and I'm sure there's other places too, but I know in Minnesota there are some absolutely huge lakes that if you had never been to the ocean, you know, it's a pretty good idea of what ocean is like because they're just absolutely huge. You can't see across them. And the Great Lakes are kind of like that too. You can't see across those. And they are big enough bodies of water that, they have waves. There's waves and, it's just really, really different. Hey, Tarina. Oh, yes, Tarina's going to be on after me. Hey, Jet. Yes, isn't this gorgeous paper? Okay, so I'm just going to let that sit for another second. But see, I knew I was going to have to cut some off, and that's why I went ahead and cut a little bit off in the first place. And let's get the trimmer out, and we'll go ahead and we'll cut some off. So I need to trim off about another, let's see, how much more should we trim? About, I think I'll do about 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to fold this back on itself. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to find where my 3/4 is from right here at this part that's sticking out the most. But I'm going to line this up here to the left. We want to line it up here and line it up at the bottom. And if this part is straight, then we know our pages over here are going to be straight in the book as well. This is going to be, I can't get that going. What's the matter here? What in the world? That does not want to move. It is cutting. Boy, that's kind of goofy. I don't know what's going on there. I actually got 2 of them. And save your scraps because you might find some use for them, right? Okay, there we go. So now we've got our cute little booklet right here. And we've got all of these little pages right here. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you've got your 10 little pages. You could put pictures in here. You could mat it for some journaling. You could do whatever that you wanted to. But this makes just a fun, cute little, you know, a fun little mini album or folio, whatever you like to call them, right? So, oh, do you actually have a lot of lakes in Arizona? You know, I never think about there being a lot of lakes in Arizona. Let's go ahead and let's put a little inking on here now. And now we've got our little, now we can still fold it back on itself, but this is why I stopped beforehand, was because I had forgotten we needed to cut that edge off. So we'll just, you know, just put a little bit. Doesn't have to be a lot, but I just always think it kind of, and this is such a close color to this ink. Can't even hardly see I put much on. So we'll just put that on. Oh, you probably don't even have to do that, but I love the colors on this. Aren't these gorgeous colors? That's one thing for, you know, projects when we're doing seashore or anything. Some of the most beautiful colors. All the blues, some greens work into it. Just so many gorgeous colors. But, you know, just a tiny bit of inking can make a big difference. How many of you like to ink? Or you like the look? Send me some hearts if you like to ink too, if you like that look. But this is kind of a great color. This this vintage photo, and I'm sure you've probably heard other people talk about it too. It is such a versatile color. There's another one that's a little bit darker too. I kind of got a big glob over there. But it's such a versatile color, right? Hey there, our Honey and Bear Creates. Oh, tell me your name again. I think I know, but I don't want to say it out loud and be wrong. Tell me what your name is, sweet lady. I know you're kind of newer in our group presenting, and I think I know. We love having new presenters. We've got some new presenters and lots of fun in the Crafty Bunch. So if you haven't joined the Crafty Bunch, you should do that, because it's a great place to be able to find all of the videos in one spot. You can just refresh your screen just between everybody, and that makes it so easy. But here we go, just a little bit. Yeah, you know, some of this, goodness, that color blends so well with that paper. You can't even really see I did it. I'll do it a little deeper down here. Oh, you guys, this is so funny. See these texts right here? Throughout this paper collection, on this paper pad, it looks like there is a copy of, looks like they did like a vintage letter or something. And this says, it's from Houston, Texas, November 2nd, 1917. My dear Mrs. Sloan. Spelled with an E. Mine doesn't have an E, but isn't that the most fun? I'm like, oh, that's cool. I like that. I've even got my name in my booklet here. My dear Mrs. Sloan. I guess I'll put a little bit here too. Might as well make it cohesive, right? And a little there. Yes, you're right. Oh my goodness, Brenda, there are so many colors of inks, and the Distress Oxide collection. Oh my goodness, there's bunches in there. There's new ones. Fairly recent new ones, and I just love them. So now we've got these. Now let's since this is kind of plain right here, I was thinking that would be fun to put a little pocket there. What did I do with my, where's the papers? Oh, there they are. Yeah. So let's see, let's find something that's a little more plain perhaps. This is since that piece is kind of plain, let's keep it a little plain. Oops, I better cover up my glue. Let's keep it kind of plain, and I'm going to use a little section of this. Oh, if I can get it out. Man, that is really tight in there. So, for a little pocket, let's make it, I don't think I'll make it all the way across, about 4 3/4. Or you know, we wouldn't even have to do that. We could just cut a little diagonal piece. I think about 2.5 inches. So let me just cut off a little section here. We'll cut 2.5. I'll just make a strip, and then I could have some for the other side as well. Oh, these colors are so yummy. This weathered wood look. I think it's great. Do you guys guess which country has the most shoreline? Guess which country? Oh, I don't know. That doesn't really look good with that, does it? That doesn't really look the best. That kind of clashes now. It looks a little bit better on this corner. So let's just do that, and let's cut about, I'm going to make it fairly big. Let's cut it down to about here. See, some of this you just don't have to make a big, you don't have to do a lot of measuring or make it exactly right. Or not exact, what am I trying to say? You don't have to have a super big plan. Now I'm going to cut it like this. Let's do it like that. And then I'm just going to tuck this here like that. And then we will have a little pocket. So now I'm just going to glue on 2 sides. I get my glue out here. My glue comes in larger things, and I just put it in these tiny little needle nose bottles, and it's just amazing what a little bit I have to use on most of the things that I make. So I'm just going to put it, line it up at the bottom, and I'll line it up at the front edge. Okay, and now let's grab out some of those, oops. I didn't have a chance to grab before I did that. Let's grab out that page with those tiny, not tiny, but the tags, the cut aparts that were like tags. Here they are. These are the smaller sized ones. These are fun. Really cool. I tell you what, these paper collections are so, they're great. They're really thought out so well. Look at this. Oh my goodness. I'm almost sorry that, oh, you know what though? Hey, if we cut out these things for the tags over here, you know what? Then this would be cool if you wanted to write something on it for a little journaling tag. Now, when you have some of these papers that have these collections of lots of goodies on it, if you will take the paper and just give it a look, a lot of times you can find a place that is going to allow you to cut them apart to start with, to where you're going to have less cuts that you have to do. Or, you know, you can use your trimmer. Like when I first looked at that, I'm like, well, I can't use my trimmer. That's going to run into the bottom. But no, look and see where you need to cut off. And we just cut these parts off like this. And just make sure you can see where you're going, right? Make sure you've got your plan in place. So there we go. And I am going to go ahead and cut between these, because as I do each one, even if I cut it to make the tag shape, they'll be released from each other. Release me. Please release me. But how fun is that? Nautical themes, oh, I tell you, so many nautical themes just are so fun, because they have just so many things that can be vintage that can just make them so much fun. Oh, did anybody guess which country has the most the most shoreline? I haven't seen anybody. Let me refresh this a second. I don't see any more things coming through here. Nope. Nobody answered yet. I'm gonna let you take a guess. Which one has Greenland? No. Nope. That is not the one. That's a good guess though, Terry. So let's see here. Look how fun these all are. These are cute. Every seashell has a story. I love that. Here's the one with the little thing. Oh, they're all a lot of fun. My goodness. How in the world can you guess? You know what? And as I look at them, it doesn't even hardly look like they need to be inked. They've got so much of this this gorgeous brown color. And then we'll just take them like this and cut it around. We could stick a couple in this pocket. But how fun would this be for, for your journaling, or, whatever you want to do with it. Just super fun. That one did not get super straight. And then we can tuck this in here. We could put, we could poke a hole in it, which I might do in a second. Let's do this one real quick. Oh, our time is ticking away, you guys. I mean, you can the basic construction of the book, the little booklet, does not take long at all. Not at all. And then you can just go ahead and spend as much time as you want on decorating. I mean, as much or as little. I mean, with those, with the pages the way they are, you could just do a little bit of matting, or go ahead and stick down some photos or whatever. You know what my problem is with Antarctica? No, it's not Antarctica. Africa, Australia. You guys, no. I'm going to let you keep guessing. Look at this. Look how cute that is. And we can just stick those in there. Let me grab my hole punch. Okay. I'm going to put a couple of holes in here. I'll just do both of them together. And I've got this string. I keep this string in a Ziploc bag. It's kind of unruly. And so I put it in there because it just is kind of wackadoodle. Do you have things like that all of a sudden it's like, what am I supposed to do with that? It's kind of the way this is. It's like, I don't know. Let's actually cut two of these. I'll just cut it in half and cut it in half again. And I think this would make a cute little thing to tie around the outside. And I'll do that in just a second. Let's fold this in half. Stick it through. Have it come around. And then just pull this like this. And that'll be done. If you ever have any kind of a cording or ribbon that doesn't seem like it's going to stay in place and it just wants to keep loosening itself up, just go ahead and, you know, put a dab of adhesive or something. Russia, Canada. Terry, yes, it's Canada. Terry, let's be artful. Yes, it is Canada. I was kind of surprised. I don't know. That's what they said. That's what they say. Okay, so we can stick this right in here. And you guys, so Trina with Create with Tree, that's me. She's going to be on next. So let's go over and check her out. I just have another minute. But this is what I'm going to do, is I'm just going to put this around here and give it a little tie with this. Maybe I'll just go around a couple of times, and you know, you just have fun with however you want to you know, make your closure. There's all kinds of ways that you can do a closure. I got way more than I need here, but I thought this would be kind of cool to use this twine. And if you want to, you could even just put a tiny drop of adhesive on the spine of this, like on the back, like, you know, one of the places over here. Just do like one of them, so that way it doesn't completely get away from you every time you untie it. So that's kind of an easy way to do that. But what do you think? Isn't that just a fun little booklet to do? So you could just, you know, do that. Yeah, Terry, that might be right. They might have a lot of inlets that actually are shoreline from the ocean. But there we go. Look at that. Our fun little booklet. So I hope you've enjoyed this today. And it's time to go over and let's see what Tarina is making. And thank you again so much for joining me today. I always appreciate it. I love having you stop by. And for those of you who already follow me, I appreciate that. And if you don't, I'd love for you to. Thanks so much, you guys. Bye-bye.